آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد فهذه ليلة الجمعة ليلة عظيمة مباركة يسن فيها الإكثار من الصلاة على سيدي مولاي رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه من كل عمل صالح. This night of Jumu'ah is a blessed night. There's much barakah in this night. The sunnah is to increase your salah upon the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام and all good deeds. يروي الإمام أحمد في مسنده بسند صحيح عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The hadith in the collection Imam Ahmad, and it's narrated to us with an authentic chain of narration by Anas ibn Malik. And the theme of anti-corruption or incorruptibility, or basically in other words in Islam, Istiqamah. One of the three Islamic core principles that we have that I think is very important. I think this is a good time within our history and our time and our lives to revisit what our core principles actually are. Because sometimes we forget what exactly being a Muslim means. And being a Muslim is much more than just the basic appearances that we carry and how we dress. And no, there's more to it than that. There are some basic principles that Islam is. Without those principles, there's not much left of the deen. And adl, which is the anti-oppression, which we talked about, is one of them. Al-haq, anti-batil, is another one. And then istiqamah, anti-corruption, is the third one. And istiqamah is an important part of what it means to be a Muslim in many ways. A Muslim who isn't mustaqim, who is not who is corrupt on any level, will not serve their purpose, no matter how much qiyam layl they do, how much remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala they engage in, or how much the Quran they memorized, or how much. It doesn't make a difference if you're corrupt on some level. On some level, if your ethics are corrupt, or you're willing to take that which is not yours, or say that which is not true, or it's just it means there's something fundamentally missing. And he talked about this alayhi salatu wasalam a lot, and the Quran is filled, which is why we walk as-sirat al-mustaqim. It's a figure of speech. And you're allowed to walk and take rights and lefts in life. Like you're allowed to walk down the street and zigzag a little bit if you enjoy. Sirat al-mustaqim, and to walk it, is a figure of speech. It's talking about certain aspects of your character and our character that we're supposed to be focusing on. What he said alayhi salatu wasalam in this hadith, قال لا يستقيم إيمان عبد حتى يستقيم قلبه ولا يستقيم قلبه حتى يستقيم لسانه. So this hadith is important, and it has more than one way to be understood, so I'm going to explain the different ways and just point out for you which one matters quickly, because Sheikh Janabi has his halaqah in a few minutes. And don't pray sunnah in the extension, please. I should have said that at the beginning. So the extension has a sister's event, so please pray your sunnah here. And if the Sheikh starts his lesson, then you can pray it at home, because the sisters have an event in the extension. We don't want to disrupt them, inshallah. So he said, alayhi salatu, that the Iman, the internalizing of theology, which is what Iman is. We can call it belief and faith, but that's a really poor translation. It's internalizing what your theology is. It's taking it, it's allowing it to be who you are, or a part of your basic principles. So it doesn't become mustaqim, meaning it doesn't become incorruptible until your heart has istiqamah. So last time, 2 days ago, I pointed out that character has to have istiqamah. And then yesterday's hadith, I pointed out that the lisan, your tongue, has to have istiqamah. And this hadith today is saying that your qalb has to have istiqamah. Your heart, your soul, your consciousness, your subconsciousness has to have istiqamah in it, in order for your character to actually have incorruptibility, for you to walk that straight path, for you not to take shortcuts and to break the rules and to cast your net on Friday and pick it up on Sunday. In order for that to be the case, then your heart has to have that incorruptibility piece. So your Iman will not become incorruptible until your heart does. وَلَا يَسْتَقِيمُ قَلْبُهُ حَتَّى يَسْتَقِيمَ لِسَانُهُ. Now there's two ways to understand this phrase. You can say that your heart will not become incorruptible until your tongue, which I think is not the right understanding. But rather, وَلَا يَسْتَقِيمُ قَلْبُهُ, and your heart will not become mustaqim حَتَّى يَسْتَقِيمَ لِسَانُهُ, unless it will cause your tongue to also become mustaqim. And as some of the scholars of linguistics would say, أَمُوتُ وَفِي قَلْبِي شَيْءٌ مِّنْ حَتَّى. I die, and there's something that bothers me about the word hatta. Hatta in the Arabic language has at least 12 different ways to be used in terms of understanding the linguistics, and this is the proper way that I think it means. What he's saying, alayhi salatu wasalam, your ethic, your Iman, your faith, your Iman will not become incorruptible until your heart does. And if your heart finds istiqamah and becomes incorruptible, then your tongue will become as well. Meaning it all starts on an internal level. It starts on a level of intentions. of hopes, of dreams, of issues of envy and ostentation. It comes from inside. It comes from a heart that has to understand what is correct and what isn't, what is mustaqim and what isn't. And if the heart doesn't, if the heart is willing to assume bad things in others and envy others and hope, wish ill things upon others and be vain and be arrogant and be indifferent and be, then obviously this tongue will be corrupt and the character will be corrupt and it won't work out. It has to start from within. And I hope that is a benefit to you. Tomorrow, inshallah, Jumu'ah is exactly at 1:45. So just as a reminder, it's not 2:30, it's 1:45. يروي الإمام أحمد في مسنده بسند صحيح عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لا يستقيم إيمان عبد حتى يستقيم قلبه ولا يستقيم قلبه حتى يستقيم لسانه. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله لا إله إلا أنت وأتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم